Hello there, learners. It's another time for another biology lesson. Now we'll continue on the second lesson in our series on ecology. Now our objective for this lesson is to help you define biomes, to describe the types of local biomes and their characteristics, to state the types of biomes found around the world and their characteristics, and to state the adaptive features of plants and animals in those biomes. Now, what are biomes? Now, a biome is a large natural terrestrial ecosystem. Now, it is identified by the composition of its vegetation, since plants constitute the majority of the community. Now, factors that determine the types of animals and plants that are found in any biome are the temperature and rainfall. In other words, the amount of precipitate in those biomes will determine the kind of animals and plants that are discovered there. Now we're going to be looking at the numerous types of biomes. Now these types that we see right on the screen right here, each one of them is unique and has exclusive characteristics that make them different from the others. Now, as you can see, we have tropical rainforest, temperate forest, coniferous forest called taiga, tropical grassland called savanna, temperate grassland, Mediterranean, desert, the tundra, and the alpine or mountain vegetation. Now moving along, we'll be looking at each biome one after the other and their characteristics. Now as you can see in the picture here, this is an example of a tropical rainforest. Now, tropical rainforests also are found in tropical and subtropical areas around the world. They are characterized by dense trees. In other words, the majority of the population that we have there are dense trees, very large trees that form canopies. And usually the ground region is usually blocked from sunlight. And it has an abundant rainfall, you see, an average temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. Now, the rainforest we can find in Nigeria, Brazil, and other parts of the world. So these are the rainforests. Now, moving along, our next biome that we'll be looking at will be the desert. Now, the desert is the hottest biome on the planet. It is characterized by its extreme climatic conditions of high temperatures, especially during the day, and very cold temperatures at night, and very little rainfall throughout the year. Now, the organisms in these biomes are adapted to the lack of water and have reserve mechanisms to survive. Examples: we have the camel, we have the fox, we have the snakes, and so on. And concerning the plants, we have the cactus and other plants that shed their leaves or have spines as leaves. Now, moving along, the next biome that we'll be looking at are the grasslands. Now, we have the grasslands in Nigeria. We have the savannas, and we have the temperate grassland. Now, under the grasslands, we have the Sudan and Sahel savanna that we have in Nigeria and in other parts of Africa. Now, the grasslands have a great abundance of grasses. In fact, the major population in the grasslands are the grasses. Now, they have drier seasons and a rainier one, with acceptable and stable temperatures all year round. These include the savannas and temperate grasslands. Now, moving ahead, we are looking at the coldest biome in the world, which is the tundra. Now, the tundra is the coldest biome, characterized by treeless marshy vegetation or dwarf shrubs, few plants like mosses and lichen, long icy winters, and an average temperature less than 10 degrees Celsius. So you see, any plant or animal that you find in the tundra must be such that can adapt even to the low temperature even in that region. Now, moving ahead, we'll be looking at the coniferous forest or the taiga. Now the taiga endures long and dry winters, cool and wet summers, and annual rainfall from about 16 to 40 inches. Now it hosts coniferous trees and low plants. Animal species in this biome include bears, moose, deer, hares, and so on. Now moving along, we'll be looking at the alpine or the mountainous biome. Now the alpine is a mountainous biome existing only at high altitudes, that is above 300 meters. Now trees do not grow at this height, but a number of shrubs, grasses, and heaths thrive. Mammals such as sheep, elk, goats live here. So this is the alpine, the mountainous biome. Now that brings us to the end of our lessons today. Now we've looked at the various biomes, their characteristics, and even the animals or plants that are found there. Now in summary, a biome can also be defined as a geographical area, usually large in size, in which there are groups of animals and plants that can remain there due to their ability to adapt to the environment. Now the factors that determine the animals and plants that live in any biome are temperatures and rainfall. Now the examples of the various land biomes that we have are the rainforests, grasslands, deserts, tundra, taiga, and the alpine. So till we meet again in our next lesson, I want you to pause this video, go through the assessment to see how much of the information given in this video you have been able to absorb or understand. Till I see you again in the next